Alright, so it's been a while, but we are back now, and we'll be going through a few pairs, even though it's already Thursday, but we'll start from today, and then from next week we'll back into full swing and look at some great opportunities in the market. So happy to be back, and yeah, let's look at some opportunities. So I'm going to start with swing opportunities. So looking at EUR USD now, you can see this is a clear head and shoulders pattern. Like on the weekly time frame now, you can see if I draw a trend line from here connecting that low, and that low, you see this area here is a perfect test of this region here, which is good. And if you zoom in, so we can understand that this market is what, bearish. Like there's no doubt here. We have price coming into this area here, right? Just by drawing this level here, you can see we have a break, test, break, and a test here. But what is important here is this test of this region here created a head and shoulders pattern. So if you're looking at it from that perspective, you have a high, and the current low. So in terms of drawing your neckline, this is quite tricky. You can't draw your, because this is your low here and this is your next low here. So those of you who took lessons from Smith Village, you know this is referred to as an unorthodox swerve, right? So you have your high, your higher high, and then your lower high. So what you do here, the best tool for those of you who have taken the advanced class, is to use a fib speed resistance fan, and you go from here, and this would have been a sell region for the swing if you wait for this, and long term this is your take profit, right? But yeah, price is still around this region here, and you see what we see here. There is an H2 imbalance engulfing candle, however you see it here. So what I'm looking for the rest of the week here is for EUR USD to continue pushing, tap into this level here, and then from next week, if we are inside this zone, we will switch to a lower time frame like the H4 time frame and find a shifting structure and sell EUR USD for a long time. So there are some levels that I'll be paying much attention to. One of those levels would be above here. Price might decide to take liquidity from this high here and drop, and then the second level would be the EC here. But those of you who trade fair value gaps, you can see anywhere from this level all the way to here is a very big fair value gap here. So any of this region, so what we'll be looking for is any shifting structure, and we'll be looking to sell. And this is a very decent trade because we'll be looking for a long-term swing, which could give us, like, depending on how you get into the market, that is like pretty decent. We're looking at about 1:, at least 1:7. Like, this is not a trade, just giving you an overview of what we could be expecting long term, and we can have other minor trades in them, right? So back to the weekly time frame, and this is what I'm kind of looking at right now. So we want to see EUR USD continue pushing and tapping into this zone. On the daily, we can see the momentum here is great. We have yesterday switching market here, and yesterday was a Wednesday, so you know what that means. So today, because of this gap here, we might drop just a little bit, tap into this zone and push up. So this total push here, because this is the daily, this could even be the end of next week before we see price starting to shift to the downside. So pay attention to the structure. Even though we are short-term bullish, long-term, this is a long-term bearish push to the downside. And that would bring us into GBPUSD. So in GBPUSD, from the weekly time frame, you see that this structure here is very similar to what we found on EUR/USD. Not exactly the same thing, but you can see we have price coming lower, pushing up, and creating a head and shoulders pattern. But this is a regular head and shoulders pattern where we have an imbalance here, and we are looking at price continue pushing, and then finally a break and retest of the neckline on the weekly time frame to continue selling. So this is looking long-term bearish as well. You can see there are also two levels to keep an eye on here, and these two levels is this imbalance here, and if price breaks that imbalance, the second level would be that, and that is the two levels we'll be looking to short. So just like EUR/USD, from today, let's go to the 4-hour time frame. We want to see price continue pushing to the upside. So there is this level here on the 2-hour that I'm keeping an eye on. So if price pushes into this 2-hour zone here, we would look to buy this to this level here, and that is a short-term trade, but that is a potential of almost 70 pips into this zone here. And if price give us something here, we'll start selling from here. But these are potential levels, and price could also take our liquidity before we sell long term, so keep an eye on. In that case, let's go and look at Dixie. So from what we are seeing, it looks like Dixie is looking to push up, now push down, and then push to the upside, and that makes sense. We can see Dixie is bearish and we are running into this level here, right? Let's go to the weekly time frame. Long term, the Dixie is bullish, right? But we have the potential of running to fill this gap before we go. This is the weekly time frame, right? So the weekly, just like on EUR/USD and GBPUSD, you can see the structure is similar. We have a head and shoulders. This is just like EUR/USD. Unorthodox swell, we break retest, we pump into this area here, and we have price retracing. So long term, we're looking at the Dixie making a retracement all the way down here, right? So let's go to the daily, all the way down here, right? So right now, what we want to see, especially on the 2-hour time frame currently, is for price to stay below this imbalance here. And when that happens, we'll be looking to short EUR/USD and Dixie, and that is what is going to cause GU to pump, EU to also pump. And we'll be looking at gold. Is tricky, even though gold is supposed to correlate with USD because of what is happening now. Gold tends to be a little tricky, but it still follows the USD regime. Like looking at the H2 right now, we just tested an imbalance and we created a new one here. So there is a high chance for gold to continue higher and potentially take out this liquidity here before we look to sell, right? And in terms of USD/CHF, we'll be looking for more sells on USD/CHF because we are looking at the Dixie retracing to the downside. So if you look at the market structure here, you can see this was an imbalance. Price wicked multiple times. It's been slow, but it's been steady. Tested this level, push here, down here. So what you would want to pay attention to is this level here. That price continue pushing a little bit, tap into this zone, and we can be looking to sell this back into this level here. Same thing, you want to look at something similar for USD card, right? So USD card can continue dumping, but this is tricky because we are coming into the low here, so I will be a little careful with that. We are very far away from the breakout level, and there is also an imbalance. I don't know if we're going to get a test, but this would rather be a very decent level to short EUR/USD from USD card from. So I don't know if we'll get a test before the dump, but if that happens, it will be very awesome, and we could target this level here before we get a switch to the upside. Okay. USD JPY is decent. I was looking at this test here, but I'm not in this trade. But comparing what we've seen so far, it looks like one of the best trades so far. Right, and on the daily time frame, we can see price pushed and feel the momentum, about 70% of the momentum. We have a bearish push. There's a high chance we could dump here and feel this daily imbalance here. Makes a lot of sense. It's a big risk and a counter trend push, but it makes a lot of sense for price, especially on this time frame here, to test this region before we continue bullish. Right? And you can say same for most of the JPY pairs, but especially for something like Euro JPY, I'll be careful with this level here now. And the only time I'll be looking to sell is if we break below here. Even though we are testing the zone here, we need to take out this level before you look to sell. So a break below this level, you can make it a little narrow, and if we take out the bodies here, you can look to sell. The JPYs are decent, but you need to correlate them against each other. It looks like we've come to a peak and we are looking to sell off. Again, on GJ, this is the level where you want to look to sell. When price breaks below this level, then you can expect price to continue dumping here. CHF JPY came into this zone here. Alright, we feel this level here. Double top. So again, you want to see a good amount of price action below the level before you short. You don't want to be the first person selling here now. AUD JPY, the price is not as decent as the other ones, because if you look at here, there is a double bottom and we are hanging in this. Be careful with this one, because it looks like we are currently ranging when price is trading in between this upper level here and this lower level here. But because we are testing this level here, you are most likely better off shorting than buying. Right? AUD card is also ranging. NZD JPY similar to AUD JPY, but those will not be the best JPY pairs to target anyway. And there is something interesting about Euro GBP. So Euro GBP, looking at the monthly time frame, looks like we have a long-term bearish push to fill this monthly imbalance here. But this is monthly, so this could be the rest of the year. So it's good to be looking to be long-term bearish, looking at that perspective, and long-term we could be coming here. So let's see how many pips this is for that long-term push. Oh, that's 600 pips. Euro JPY is not the Euro GBP is not the greatest, the most volatile GBP pair, so you wouldn't really get a lot of push. And 600 pips on Euro GBP is decent. So if you look at this, you can spot the imbalance on the daily and another one sitting here. But long term, especially if your goal is to catch this push to the downside, what you would want to do here is to box the whole region here, put the whole thing in a box, and the only time you'll be looking to short this is if we get a break below here. You can put your stop here, and when you are looking to swing 100 pips stop, and your TP is 600 pips, right? So if you want to swing this trade, that is the approach you go with it, right? But it makes sense if you are looking to short here, because we are sitting in this daily imbalance here. And in that case, you'll be looking for a potential buy trade on GBP CHF. It doesn't look like this is looking to buy, because we just created a double top here. So this looks a little tricky, and I'll be a little careful with this now. But the good thing here is we've taken out an imbalance from this daily level here, took out liquidity on the daily here, and we are coming into this level here. So there is no trade now, but we are looking pretty bullish here at the moment, especially currently. But I'm not looking to take any trade because this is super bearish. But if price pushes down here, for instance, and gives a good decent price action, this is a good time to be looking to buy GBPCHF. But again, you are not looking to make any trades at the moment. Right, so AUD, NZD USD, we also expect this to continue pushing into this zone, and we look to short. Similar on AUD USD, continue pushing, and we look to short. AUD card similar, NZD card very similar, right? So you keep an eye on these potential pushes. Euro NZD looks like a decent sell opportunity. We could dump all the way to fill this daily imbalance here. Something similar on GBPUSD. I think I shared this already. We have price the daily imbalance filled, and price also took out liquidity from the high. So this looks like very decent, and this is like, so if you all the things that we've talked about, I think the best trades right now will be GN sell, Euro JPY sell, and buy on most of the USD pairs. Like the USD pairs look decent, like looking to sell USD card, looking to sell USD JPY, buying NZD USD, AUD USD looks so, but they all look very decent, right? So choose the one that makes sense to you and look for some opportunities in it. So from next week we'll be back and we'll be having a lot of sessions like this. So we'll plan a live session together and have something. So we would end the session here. Let me know what you think.